Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. This is a weekly review of my account. This is what I'm doing with my money. Not no financial advice here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm doing with my money, how I'm making money and recovering my losses. Get back up to my all-time high of $235,800, ladies and gentlemen. That rounded up. But let's look at where we ended out for, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it has been changing because of crypto. We're at 139,659,068 for the week, ladies and gentlemen. We are up $16,330 for 15.11%. For the month, we're up 11,468.17, up 8.9%. Good going there, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 3 months, we were down. Amazing last 13 days worth of trading, ladies and gentlemen. Will we have a 14th start on Monday? Tune in for that one, ladies and gentlemen. We are down $23,348.26. That's 14.32. So got another 23,000 to go to get back up to having that green. Year to date, ladies and gentlemen, $21,703 down 13.41, ladies and gentlemen. Year to date in 3 months is $2,000 difference. And all time, ladies and gentlemen, we're up $19,791, 16.5% in all three accounts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the Berkshire account. Did we do any changes in there? No, we did not. We did not sell nothing. We only have one cover call. We'll talk that about a minute. Our individual account, ladies and gentlemen, $20,832.59. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up $122 for the day. For the week, we're up $2,709.43, 14.95%. For the month, we're up 13%, $2,418.21. 3 months, we are down 21.69%, $5,771.29. Year to date, we're up $5,689.36, 21%. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, we're up $1,953.33, $19,818.11. We get another $1,004. We'll have amazing profit, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing profit. But we did do a Joe B cover call for $10, ladies and gentlemen. It closed at $9.30. We're still down 18%, $1.71 on 101 shares, ladies and gentlemen. Average cost $9.32. Let's look at the call. What kind of money did we make on that, ladies and gentlemen? We made $3 on that cover call. What can we do in the coming week? This could change before Monday, ladies and gentlemen. 10.50, we can make $4. Do $10 is $12, ladies and gentlemen. 9.50. I don't want to do 9.50. I'll probably do a $10 or a 10.50. Okay, 40 is $4. This would be $12 because I have 100 shares. But what did it do last week? That's the main question. We got to look at what it did last week. That might determine what could happen this week. Up 95 cents. Up 95 cents will be over $10, ladies and gentlemen. Probably do a 10.50. I'll take the $100 profit. Take the $100 profit and take the $4. $100 profit. What happened? It runs up to that and did run up to 976 as a high last week, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying, high last week was 976 on April 17th at 11 a.m. That was on Friday. Yep, that's Friday there. Then the drop down went down. That's where I'm looking at for this account to make some money. The other ones are not doing so good. Where we're at on buying power. 48.8% buffer. That had going up, ladies and gentlemen. Count goes up. Buffer going to get up. We're at $8,243.05 before. We could be margin call, ladies and gentlemen, using $10,197.95 for the margin of my 2 dividend ETF XTDE and TOPW. Paying is going in there, ladies and gentlemen. Paying for that dividend. Bought nothing else in a while, ladies and gentlemen. Margin total is $43,373.57. Total is $33,175.06. Ladies and gentlemen, I can use some more margin if I want to, ladies and gentlemen, but I will have to use it in like SoFi or in one of my dividends. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about this one on Wednesday. Check out that Wednesday video. Is XTE, Round Hill SP 500, OTDC, cover call strategy. Does it suck or not, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, I'm down $835, 7.96, ladies and gentlemen. Average call is 42.37. And look, let's see what we can do a cover call. Sell a cover call for $40. Probably can't do one for $40. Got to be under that. We're at 39. Yeah, it got to be 38. I'm not doing nothing under 38 if I'm getting dividends. This thing is rising. SP 500 keep going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep buying. I might do that and put something in there. I'm thinking about it. Because look, making $31, 35, 51, just depending on what the dividend payout is every week. Where's the margin stuff? Don't tell me what kind of margin is this under. Let me look under my tablet here on my phone. Let me tell you what kind of margin maintenance. I think it is 25%, ladies and gentlemen. I could buy it at $500. What is $500? Buy order, buy share. Go buy $500. Let's see what $500 buy. 12 point, let's say 13 shares. I go with 13 shares. 13 shares, $507. I'm thinking about doing that. 13 more shares on 12 cents and give me more dividends. That's what I might do on Monday or when Sunday, when the pre-market or after market open up at 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Haven't decided yet. I got to think about that more while I'm driving around working today before WrestleMania. All right, traditional, ladies and gentlemen. We're up on the day, ladies and gentlemen. Got $89,505.95 above what I put in here, ladies and gentlemen, for the week. We're on $11,512.30, 14.76%. For the month, we're up $6,631.05, up 8% for the month. 3 months, we're probably down. Yep, 14.52, $15,206.77. Year to date, we're down 13.26, $13,680.21. Year to date is less than 3 months. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, we're up $4,217.88 at 4.95%, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to get back up to $146, ladies and gentlemen. That where we were at on September 29th, 2025, ladies and gentlemen. When we get there, who knows, ladies and gentlemen, we do have $3,124.03, and I'll be using that money back into what I did not get. Like I was trying to get some Resolve here. I need another 580 shares of Resolve. Probably do 5 more contracts at $3. Then look at what $3 put give me. 30 cents, $5, $150 extra. That's 500 shares. Okay, you got $150. And we're gonna buy dollar amount, $150. How many shares does that give me? Another 55 shares. And that will give me short of what I need by 25. Might have some extra money to get there, ladies and gentlemen. I want to get to 5,000 shares. And I'll talk about how I'm going to reduce my debt here, ladies and gentlemen. $3,700 I will hold till it hit $7, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be an amazing amount. Check out the Resolve video on Friday, what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not giving out no hints here. Not on a Monday. And that's about it on this one. What else am I going to use the money for? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Find out next week. Roth IRA. We're up and down. Got $29,323.18 for the week. We're up 14.5 to $3,718.53. I had put in $165. I'm thinking about putting in an extra $35 if I can make an extra amount of money today through my gig work, ladies and gentlemen, through DoorDash. If I can make $72, I'll put $35 extra in, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you where we're at on Maxins Out for the year 2026. For the month, we're up 9%, 2.421 and 10 cents. 3 months, we are down 8.83%, $2,840.13. Year to date, we're down less than 3 months, $2,329.95, down 7.36. And for the year, we're down 12.624, $1,242.97. Want to get back up to $45,052.93, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get there? Yes, we can. We're going to sit back and wait. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we have been adding more resolve here, ladies and gentlemen. And more resolve and looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Resolve been bounced all around last week. Close to $3, ladies and gentlemen. Will I do them $3 cover calls? No, we want that. Then what $3 cover call? It's 5 cents, ladies and gentlemen. I love to do a $3.50, but I gotta look at what the bare minimum I can do. How many I got hold back and bare minimum I gotta do with them once I'm holding back, because I spent so much money at a certain price point. I'm gonna keep that price point and make a wash sale out of it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I make my money, and the rest of them I have bought at a lower price will be sold at a different price. And looking at maybe buying somewhere top or XTDE, ladies and gentlemen, and putting that money back into what I sell, what I got, what I sold off, back into what I'm going to buy back into, ladies and gentlemen. Got $3,088.19 to use for puts this week. Puts are good to make some good money, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this short video. This is what I'm doing with my money. And we see you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.